Hi everybody, this is Lamont and Tony over here at Big Dogs Performance. And what you're looking at one of our Stage 3 Explorer GT40 kits. You guys are familiar with our Stage 3 ported Explorer GT40 manifolds. And you guys should be familiar with our Stage 2 small block Ford hydraulic roller camshaft. We are now in production with our high flow 3.5 inch cold air intake setup. And this setup is fabricated in-house and it's designed for the Foxbody Mustang. You guys probably seen the videos. If not, go back and we actually flow this intake pipe. Without the filter, flowed I think 1140 plus CFM. With the filters, right around 1100 CFM, which is for a 3.5 inch pipe. Foxbody's one of the highest flowing ones out there. It's only available in our matte black ceramic coated right here, as you see, and our epoxy ceramic coated silver. This Stage 3 intake manifold received our custom matte black ceramic coated upper with our ceramic coated silver lower. And this kit is actually a customer's parts. Okay, this customer's been waiting, and he originally ordered this Stage 3 Explorer GT40 manifold that's been cut open, fully ported. The runners have been shortened. The throttle body tunnel has had material welded on it, and it was, welded back together. The body work's been done and finished with our matte black coating. He also ordered one of our ported 75mm throttle bodies. Now this throttle body is ported and modified to flow more. Okay, in stock form they're right around 940, 950 CFM. But once we port them and modify them, they flow over 1200 CFM. And if you guys want to go back, we've also posted throttle body comparison videos, and one of our ported and modified 75mm throttle bodies is featured in that video, so you can actually see what it does. Both together flow on this Stage 3 Explorer. The average runner flow is right at 290, 295. The throttle body tunnel flow is at 1100 CFM. It's an 80mm, 1100 CFM. And the runner length is 11.75 inch for his application. Now he went on ahead and ordered a Stage 2 cam, and then after seeing our video of our new high flow cold air intake pipe for the Foxbody, he went on ahead and ordered that also. So this combo right here, he's running some of our ported AFR enforcer heads. Okay, our Stage 2 ported AFR enforcer heads. So with his setup, he has a 308 to 40 over 302, and he has some flat top pistons. So with that setup, he's going to make a lot of power. With this setup, he's going to make a lot of power with our cam. It's very street friendly. You guys have probably seen the videos. If not, go back, look at our channel, look at some of the videos. We have a blue Foxbody convertible that's running our GT40P kit, complete kit, including this very cam, and we have a red convertible Fox body that's running our Stage 2 Flowtech kit and this cam. They both do not have a computer tune. They're both stock bottom end 302 cars. They don't have a computer tune, and with an adjustable fuel pressure regulator, a PM 80 millimeter mass airflow sensor calibrated for 30 pound-hour injectors, with the 30 pound-hour injectors, and both of those we dialed in those combos here at Big Dogs Performance. Without a computer tune, you see how well they run, how well they idle, and the power that they make. The blue car dyno at about, I believe it was 352 horses to the wheels. The red car we didn't dyno it. It's an AOD car. You guys know how the AOD cars, they dyno kind of low on dynos, but they perform very well when you have, the right shift kit, the right torque converter, and adjusted right. Those things run very, very well. His car ran very well. He, even though he had a 327 gear, his car still was able to brake the tires while rolling, downshifting, accelerating, and it would slide all over the place. And he had a wide tire on that thing. So you go back and check those videos out. But this kit right here is for you guys that, we see a lot of guys on the forums, and they get on the forums and they ask questions, and they have a lot of trouble with bolt-ons and combos and making power and get let down. So one of the things with our parts is we set our parts up for no hassle. We set our cam up, designed this cam to not require computer tunes, because when you have a 302, 306, 308, maybe a 310, a 60 over, but stroker motors, of course, you're going to need a tune. But with the smaller displacement, we set this cam up to not need a computer tune if you're running a mass airflow system, setup. And the reason why is because unless you're going out there and you are getting a standalone system like a Terminator X or a Mega Squirt or something like that, they stopped making the chips to be able to, tune these cars. So we understand that, and we understand not everybody is putting together a vehicle that's going to be a track-only vehicle. So we want you guys to be able to enjoy your vehicle driving every day or back and forth or cruising, but also be able to hold your own with a lot of the newer late model cars out there. Okay, so with the kind of flow and the kind of power that these components right here can support, you guys don't have to worry about the guesswork. We take the guesswork out of putting together the combos and kits. So this setup right here, as you see this manifold, we have a lot of individuals, a lot of critics that are affiliated with other individuals in the industry, and they feel the need to have to spread lies and gossip. But one thing that we like to do is prove them wrong. And we like to show you guys. That's why we show videos, dyno charts. We show, customers' reactions, customers' results. We show before and after flow. We don't hide anything. We're not perfect, of course. Nobody's perfect. But we don't hide anything. You may have a customer that may not be familiar with this level of port work on these parts, and they may complain and say, hey, this isn't perfect. Hey, this isn't right. Where's the fins at? Or they may not read their product thank you sheet that states that these stage 3s, you cannot polish them, because one of the things that we do when we do weld them, we use a all metal filler for the body work. So a lot of individuals, they may have said, oh, I wanted to get the manifold polished. They didn't read, the thank you letter that states all of the things that's on there, or the price sheets. So they'll have somebody come in and sandblast it. The individuals that is doing a sandblast, they don't know any better. They'll sandblast it and they'll see some filler. Oh, this is junk. Well, as you see right here, this is how this manifold is leaving. So what you guys do after you get your part, we're not responsible for it. And we also state that on our invoices. We're not responsible for any alterations or modifications the customer does with their parts. Once you purchase it, once it's delivered, that's it. This setup is ready to run. You don't have to do anything to it. We've already taken all the guesswork out. So that's something that, we understand individuals are going to do. We understand that individuals that don't like us, or competitors or individuals that's lost against, somebody running big dog parts, they're going to feel some type of way. But we don't mind. We don't mind. We don't mind at all, because that means we're doing something right. People are talking about us. If we have naysayers, we're doing something right. And as you guys see, this manifold has been pressure checked. We hook it up and we seal off all the ports. We seal off the bottom, and we have a fixture actually that we bolt to the front of this manifold. Okay, and it has a tube, and that tube has a gauge on it, and we pressurize this manifold to about, I believe Lamont does it to 45 to 50 psi. And we spray water on it to verify that there's no leaks, okay, and there's no cracks or anything like that. And this manifold is tough as nails. The coating is tough as nails. You have an individual now they're spreading the new rumor, the new lie that big dogs overports their parts. And they're trying so hard. It's just so funny. We have this one guy that's going around telling people, we overport the parts, we port the parts too much, we give you too much flow. That's like saying somebody's giving me too much money a week when I'm going to work. It's an evolution. In the beginning, individuals used to, bash us and say, there's no way we can get that kind of performance, that kind of flow from these parts or from the parts that everybody else is using and porting. And we proved them wrong. Then it was, flow doesn't mean, doesn't equate to horsepower. Then we proved them wrong. We don't race flow benches. Then we proved them wrong on that. Now it's, okay, you're porting too much. Instead of just saying, those guys are really raising the bar. They're really taking care of the people, the Foxbody crowd. They're really doing something that the Foxbody crowd and the Ford crowd, they really need it, because you have all these vehicles out here that are just making all kinds of power. You have 6, 7, 8, 10-speed transmissions, and the Foxbody crowd, you have Trick Flow, they discontinued pretty much the Box R, don't make them anymore. So, we're coming in and we're saying, listen, we haven't forgotten about you guys. Because the Foxbody crowd, one thing about those guys, they're passionate about their vehicles. So we said we're going to take what's already out there. We're going to redesign many of the parts, and we're also going to develop and design our own parts to be able to get these things, these cars and these motors to produce affordable horsepower. One of the things about this whole setup is it's very affordable. As you see, this is an Explorer GT40 manifold. You can find these at the junkyard. You can find these on eBay. Check our eBay listings out. We often sell the stage 2s. We've sold thousands of the stage 2s over the years. Thousands. You know, we've sold hundreds of these stage 2 cams so far. And as we build these new 3.5 inch cold air kits, you know, we're selling out so fast, we have pretty much a waiting list now. So we've ordered plenty of supplies, and we're going to be making these things by the truckload. So if you guys want one, just message us on the Facebook page at Big Dog Sporting. If you guys want your Explorer GT40 manifold stage 3, just go ahead, give us a shout out, give us a message. If you guys want to pick up one of our, you know, ported 75mm throttle bodies or our stage 2 cams, go ahead, message us. We are also going to stop offering stage 3 on the Cobra GT40 manifolds. We're no longer going to be doing stage 3s on the Cobras. We told you guys a couple of videos ago that if you guys keep complaining about little things that we tell you guys before you order, we have it on the price sheets, we have everything, that we were just going to stop doing it. So a lot of individuals didn't understand that we are cutting these manifolds open on the stage 3s and the Cobras, and in order to speed up the turnaround time, we weld them for strength and integrity only. That's our primary focus. So we use an all metal, and we say it on the price sheet before you even buy. Stage 3s cannot be powder coated or polished, but people don't read that part. So these individuals, some individuals, not everybody, but it's enough, you know, they get their stage 3s and they look great, just like this, you know, and they decide they want to get them polished. So, of course, you don't see the metal filler that we use to do the body work. It's completely welded. You guys have seen us weld the parts. We had a video out showing that. But in order to speed up the time, instead of grinding down, rewelding, grinding down, rewelding to make the welds perfect, we just use a metal filler. The metal filler is strong. You know, you can actually tap it. But we use that because it speeds up the bodywork process. Okay? So these individuals will get their stage 3 Cobra, and they'll send it to a polisher or whatever, and the polisher will strip the coating off, and they'll see that it's been welded and you have metal filler on it. So then they'll send it out to this guy that apparently is a popular guy, I guess in the Bay Area or whatever, and he'll get them and he'll spend the time to make the welds perfect. You know, he's done that on I think maybe a couple of our stage 3 tubulars and a few Cobras, maybe 1 or 2 Cobras, and that's not a problem. It's not a problem if the customers wants to do that. If they want to get their parts, their stage 3 parts polished, that's not an issue. The issue comes in when these guys get on the groups and forums and they start bashing us, saying that we do crappy work. As you guys see right here, this is not freaking crappy work. Okay? A lot of newbies don't understand what has to be done to get these manifolds to flow and make power, like your Victor 5.0s, your Box Rs, your ported System X2s and so on. You know, you're not going to get the kind of performance that we get these things to put out without modifying them. And they're not going to look exactly like stock, as you see. I kind of like this move right here. That's why we do it. And we have hundreds of customers that's received our Stage 3. They like this too. It looks unique. You know, it looks sexy. You open the hood and you see this manifold, you say, oh, that manifold looks good. But it looks different. And then when they start the car up and they take off, you know it's different from the power that it makes. So we're no longer doing the Stage 3 Cobras. Another reason why is because in order to take advantage of the CFM gain from the runners on the Stage 3 Cobras, we have to add more material to the throttle body tunnel in order to be able to open it up to flow more CFM. Because runner flow, and this is the thing a lot of individuals don't understand, and we often don't tell them, but since we're not going to do it anymore, we're going to tell them. Having runner flow, more runner flow, means nothing if your throttle body tunnel CFM cannot at least support 4 of your runner's flow. Meaning that if you have a Cobra manifold and you get those runners to flow, bolt it together now, you get those runners average flow to be somewhere around, let's say 270, 280. Okay, bolt it together. If your throttle body tunnel is only able to support 900 CFM, if you're done anything to it, or in stock form, 850 CFM, you're not going to be able to supply the runners on a running motor with enough air once you exceed the capabilities of the throttle body tunnel. After that, that's it. That's why a lot of these, you know, these cars, you guys, when you put your combo together and you put, you know, an out-the-box 70 millimeter on there, and you put a BBK 3-inch, you know, 700 CFM flowing cold intake pipe, you see the setup makes great torque. And a lot of people say, "Whoa, it's the runner length." Yeah, the runner length has a factor in that as far as your RPM tuning. But in reality, if you have enough throttle body tunnel flow and your runner flow is high, you will still RPM higher. It's plenty of tests out there where they have a Explorer manifold, and we have some tests where we've had our Stage 2 Explorer GT40 manifolds that has the stock runner length. Not on this one, but on the one I'm talking about. And they had a good cam, and our Stage 2 Explorer throttle body tunnels flow over 1,050 CFM. And that setup on that car revved all the way to 6,400 RPM pretty much until the camshaft gave out. You know, it didn't have that telltale, you know, mountain peak, but it went up, hit its peak, and leveled off and stayed flat. It didn't drop off. Why? Because you had enough throttle body tunnel flow and you had enough runner flow. It peaked early and held. Okay? With the Stage 3s, peak a little later, but they hold a little later. This Stage 3 right here, 11.75 inch runner, it can basically rev all the way to 7,000 RPM with no problem, with the right combo, with the right cam, the right, supporting parts, the right cylinder heads, the right motor compressor. It can rev. The runners are short, has 1100 CFM worth of throttle body tunnel flow, which is more than the System X2, which is more than the out-the-box Victor 5.0. It has plenty of plenum. This whole plenum right here is all open. There's plenty of plenum, plenty of runner flow. So a motor doesn't care what kind of intake manifold is on it as far as, brand or the look. It just cares what it wants to see, mechanically. It's just like the difference between a single plane and a dual plane. People say, well, a single plane, the reason why it can RPM higher is because it flow more. Not necessarily. That's not really the reason why. That's part of the reason, most single planes, runner flow is a little higher than dual planes, but that's not the sole reason. The reason is because the dual plane, most dual planes, you only see half the carburetor. Okay? So the runners only see half the carburetor. You got 4 runners sharing one half of the carburetor. And, we do it, and Edelbrock does it on their air gap, where they notch the divider to help balance and help share some of the, all 4 barrels of the carburetor to all the runners. With a single plane, it's open. So each runner is seeing all 4 barrels. So basically, the single plane, you have more, carburetor plenum flow per runner. Same situation that you need here. You need more throttle body tunnel flow to support high flowing runners. That's what you need. And the only way to do that is you have to know how and where to port, and you have to have a way to measure. You can easily mess these up. Just like you can easily mess up GT40P and GT40 heads, any heads. You can easily mess them up. We often see a lot of guys port for high lift numbers, but their low lift numbers and mid lift numbers on their heads are terrible. And they put those heads on their car, and those heads don't perform well. And they wonder why. Well, that's why. It's a lot more important than just taking out material. But our critics will say we don't know what we're doing. Yet still our results speak for themselves. So once again, this is Lamont. Lamont's down there doing something. I don't know what he's doing. Messing with some parts, testing some parts. So this is Lamont Tony over here at Big Dogs Performance. See you guys at the track.